Good morning, everyone. I'd like to begin this morning with a meditation. And I invite you to settle in. Settle into your spiritual home, as cozy as if you were on your own couch, only even more uplifting. I invite you to take a few deep breaths. 1. Taking in all the glorious beauty of this moment. And exhale, releasing all the tension it may have taken to get here or that came before. And as you settle your feet on the floor and take those deep breaths, I invite you to relax and know that you are fully supported. Just as the seat below you, the universe has you. Fully supported in this very moment with love, acceptance, comfort, and beauty. Allow that peace to wash over you, washing away anything that does not serve. From the tip of your top of your head, feel a warm glow washing away any tension, any fear, any doubt, any worries. And as it reaches your toes, it energizes you powerfully, allowing you to be present fully in this very moment. And I invite you to receive these words. Today, I accept God's gift of abundance. Today, everything that I am and have is increased by it. I identify everything I do with success. I think affirmatively, and in all my prayers, I accept abundance. Whatever I need, whenever I need it, wherever I need it, for as long as I need it, will always be at hand. I no longer see negation, delay, or stagnation in my undertakings, but rather claim that the action of the living Spirit prospers everything I do, increases every good I possess, and brings success to me and everyone I meet. Everything I think about and do is animated by the divine presence, sustained by the infinite power, and multiplied by the divine goodness. I know and affirm that God is all there is. I am one with God. and all the good of God is mine, and I gratefully accept it right here and right now. And breathe in and accept that good right here and right now. And as you know, that good is yours. It's already claimed. Not only your birthright, but accepted right here and right now, knowing it is manifesting in this very, very moment by law. I invite you to wiggle your toes. Maybe stretch your hands a little and come back to this room, this beautiful sanctuary filled with love, peace, and all forms of abundance. And as you come back knowing these words, that fear has been washed away, and you are simply allowing the best of you to be. I say amen, and so it is.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings, and I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings, and I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Welcome, Concordia. You are here at a center for spiritual living where hearts come together in joy, love, harmony, peace, and abundance. We practice the science of mind philosophy. It is a practical philosophy. It is a philosophy which demonstrates in our lives in each and every day, and it works. Today, we kick off our annual Conscious Giving campaign with bringing forth two of our very own members to testify to you how this philosophy has worked in their lives, how this practical philosophy has demonstrated more joy, more abundance, more peace, more harmony in each and every way. And so we're delighted to be here today. Winston Churchill says, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." How we choose to be in this world is our intent on the world, our impact on the world. Let's choose to be magnificence so that we can invite the magnificence of each and every person around us. Our purpose is to awaken the magnificence in humanity. Our vision is a world that works for everyone. And our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. If this is your first time visiting Concordia, welcome. We are glad that you are here. And I offer to you a time of connectivity downstairs in our fellowship hall after the services. Happy to join with you and have a cup of coffee, just share with you what's going on here and to invite you to be here with us in a more casual environment. Today we celebrate love, living our vibrant expansion. Say yes to prosperous living, manifesting as loving relationships, creative expression, financial freedom, and vibrant health. We come to our beloved community to heal, to embrace new, to step through the doorway to the light, to walk through the fire to joy, to claim our magnificence now. You and Concordia CSL are one. Your prosperity is the prosperity of Concordia, our beloved community. We stand as your beloved community of Concordia Center for Spiritual Living. So welcome, welcome each, welcome all, welcome home. And now, a very special activity. It is our beloved Reverend Ian's birthday, or was his birthday yesterday, and I invite our community to sing happy birthday to Reverend Ian. So join with me now.
Why don't we stand and then turn around and face the camera so he can see you all singing to him. So face that way, and we're going to sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Ian. Happy birthday to you.
And please remain standing because we're going right into our How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. This can be from your inner source, loved by the Spirit, loved by people in our lives. This is James Taylor's How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. Well, there you were, with sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotion. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. Oh, I wanna stop and thank you, baby. Yes, I do. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Feels so fine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I close my eyes at night, wondering where would I be without you in my life. Everything I did was just a bore, and everywhere I went it seemed I've been there before. But you brighten up for me all of my days with a love so sweet in so many ways. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby. Oh yes, how sweet it is to be loved by you. It's just like sugar sometimes. How sweet it is to be loved by you. You were better to me than I was to myself.
And yes, it is. Hi, everybody. I'm Betty Kornitzer. I'm your Vision Corps coordinator. And I have the privilege this morning of speaking to you a little bit about our visioning practice at Concordia. I want to start with just a few words from the visioning class, which is concluding this week. 13 of us have been involved in the visioning class being taught by Pam Padula. And this little part is taken from that class. It's based on the ideas of David Spangler expressed in his book, The Laws of Manifestation. He writes, "In visioning, we are entering a realm of soul manifestation rather than personality manifestation. It is about attuning ourselves to the wholeness of being and being willing to be an avenue through which that wholeness expresses itself. Visioning is never about getting or acquiring. It is always about allowing consciousness to grow and expand." And that's what we do in visioning here. Since today's topic is about abundance and prosperity, I went through the old papers from visioning because I know we had done some visioning on abundance at Concordia, and I want to share to you what we gleaned from those visioning moments and what is manifesting and becoming as we speak. So there are 4 questions that are asked in visioning, and the first question would be, what is God or Spirit's highest vision of itself as abundance at Concordia? And this is a synthesis of what came out. It's easy, it's flowing, it's colorful. There was the water image, shimmering with light and color, limitless, eternal, and infinite. Yes, the word yes came out. And dancing in the sunlight, music, and effortless. So that's God's vision of abundance here. I like it. What must I become in order for that vision to manifest? One with the river, one with the easy flow, one with the light, with the dance, and willing, willing, willing. Willingness came up 3 times. What must I release in order for God's beautiful vision to manifest? Must release fear and belief in limitation and lack, linear thinking. And is there anything more that Spirit wants to be revealed to us as we look at this question? And what came up was, it's already established, so rejoice, 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 rejoice. And so, my friends, as we move forward in today's exploration of prosperity at Concordia, know that it's already in the flow. Thank you.
So keeping with the theme, we are singing God is My Source. So if you want to stand, it's a good moving, clapping song if you are so moved.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything. Every little thing I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything, every little thing I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything, every little thing I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
So, good morning, my spiritual family. My name is Bob Slosher. I am blessed and privileged to be your treasurer. And I'm here to kick off our annual giving campaign, which Tracy has already stated. Our theme is love. Can't go wrong with love. Living our vibrant expansion. Our vibrant expansion. Before I get into any more details about it, I want to read something that from the Science of Mind book, Ernest Holmes. I love this. For if we think poverty and lack, we are certainly creating them and causing them to be projected into our experience. If, on the other hand, we think abundance, then the law will as easily and willingly create abundance for us, all of us. The most important word in that saying for me is create. What I think is what I create. All my life, as I go through the summary of my story in my life, to get to where I got to here, I always thought lack and nothing ever positive. So I'm up here for two reasons. First one is to kick it off. Second one is to tell you my story, a little bit of my story. because I really don't have enough time to tell. I got to tell you, I did Saturday morning when I did my meditation. After meditation, I did a little in the Navy. I always thought when you go up and talk in front of people, you do a little practice first. So I think Tracy told me I had like about 5 or 7 minutes. After 20 minutes, I was still going. I guess, holy crap, I got to cut some stuff out here. So, but anyhow, okay, down in the basement, you're going to find the fellowship hall, which is in the basement, by the way. There's an envelope down there. In that envelope, there's a letter from the finance committee. There's a pledge card in there, and there's a treatment in there about abundance. So after you get down, I highly recommend you go down there and you pick it up. What I want you to do is stop and think, what do you get from your community? To open up your mind and to open up your heart. What is it that you get from this community? I see a lot of faces in here that are here every Sunday. I see a lot of faces in here that are in the same classes that I'm in. So I know we're getting something from it. So what the question you have to ask yourself, and I have to ask myself, how important is that to me? For when we have this community, it takes money. In the society we're in today, it takes money to open the doors of this community. And that's what we're asking for. That money. So we can have these doors open. So we can get fed spiritually like we're getting fed on a weekly basis. I spend 1 hour in this community, maybe 2 hours. The other 167 hours of the week, I'm out there, I'm on my own. What I hear here, if I practice out there, I'm going to get what they say we get in here. But I have to practice it. And part of my story is I've never practiced. I've been involved, had a lot of good intentions. I never put any feet to it. I have to do that. And I get that from here. I get the courage. I'm to another little quote from another person that I think is fantastic, what courage is about. So this week, I'm here, and I'm going to be followed by Brian, and he's going to tell his testimony. Next week, we'll be followed by, trying to remember here, what's next week is the 4th, is going to be Maisie, and how Science of Mind and Concordia has affected her and her life. After that, it's going to be on the 4th and the 11th, it'll be Todd and Tammy, and they are going to share their story about how Science of Mind and Concordia has affected their marriage and their relationship. And on the 18th, which is the final week, Ore, he's not here, and Steve will do in their testimony, followed by the grand finale, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because you have to be here to experience it. So, but it's going to be fun. All fun. Everything's fun. Life is fun. When I was, oh God, I could go there. I can easily get into tears thinking about my story, but I'm not going to. Driving over here this morning, I feel so grateful to be aware of what's around me today. That's one of the gifts I got when I come to Science of the Mind. I'm aware of my environment and what it's about and the beauty that is out there. I wake up every morning before I get out of bed. I have a little routine I do with spirit. I know spirit resides inside me, but I also know spirit is out here. So when I wake up in the morning and I get some level of consciousness, I embrace the spirit that is within me and thankful for it. And at the same time, I'm embraced by the spirit that's out of me. It comes both ways, from in to out. That's one of the things I get from Concordia and Science of the Mind, which is probably the most beautiful thing. Because I spend a lot of time in my life where I wish I was dead. Not today. Not at all today do I wish that. I love my life today. I love my life every day. I'm grateful, and I know I'm blessed to be here. So I came from a family of 11, 10 brothers and sisters, and then, I'm not the only one, huh? And it's hard for me to talk about myself. I spent 20 years in the Navy, and I've done a lot of presentations in my career. I have a PowerPoint slide I'm following, and I've been doing it for 50 years, so it's a piece of cake. But I came from a family of 11, my mother and my father. We were very poor. It was a family. It was a very dysfunctional family. It was a dysfunctional family with no fun in it. It was just dysfunctional. There was a lot of physical abuse and a lot of emotional abuse. And I remember as a kid, I was brought up as a Catholic. I was brought up as a Roman Catholic. I was still trying to figure out what the hell the difference is. But apparently there is, because we were forced to say we were Roman Catholics. I kept praying to God at a very young age to remove this stuff. And the end result that I got, what didn't change, is I took God out of my life. I came to believe. This is at a very young age that this happened. There was no longer a God in my life. And I lived that way for many years until 1977. In 1977, I had what I call a DE, a death experience, that changed my life. Not immediately, but it changed my life. I had to go through a very dark place first before I started seeing any light. In 1989, I finally got introduced, thanks to the Navy. Back in 1980, sent me to my first 12-step meeting. 1989, I got involved in that 12-step program. I'm still involved in that program today. Do we have any tissues here? Yeah. I am still involved in that program. And part of that program is you have to find a higher power. My higher power was not going to be God. No way. That's where I was when I walked into rooms in those rooms in 1989. But I had to find a higher power, so I found a higher power. And it was a higher power. It was just something outside of me. You know, first it was a table. You know, at one time they told me when I was in therapy, pick up that table. So I picked up the end, it's aisle 4. Pick up aisle 4. I can't do it. That's when I realized what a power greater than I am. It takes more than just me. It takes us. Then when we got to the third step, it talks about I have to find a higher power. So my higher power was the group. And it was that for many, many years. And then shortly after that, I got involved in, some people call it New Thought, I call it True Thought. Unity. So I got involved. I wouldn't say evolved. I became familiar with Unity and started going to Unity services. That's all I did, is I went to service. I never got involved. I gave, and this is the way I gave. This is what I feel comfortable with. I'll give 50% less than that. You know, part of the things when I was growing up in my family was born in our head there was never enough. Come up with lack all through my life, no matter how much money I made, how much I progressed. I always had that insecurity, that financial insecurity, always followed me. There's never enough, never enough. And in Unity, when I started going to Unity and started giving half of what I thought would be good, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. I didn't give any of my time, and I didn't really any of my money. Then I moved here in Rhode Island in 2005. I was here from 2005 to 2011. In 2010, and this is something that's about, I hope I'm not going too long here. In 2010, I came to the rooms 2 or 3 times. It didn't resonate. I went down to the fellowship hall. Nothing happened. You people were not very friendly. But I realized when I came back here in February 2017, the reason why is I had the walls up. Nothing can happen when my walls are up. Nothing. So 2017, I came into the rooms of Science of Mind. My walls weren't up anymore. I was welcomed with open arms. Exactly what I needed at that time in my life. Exactly. Spirit works that way. Not the way I want it to work. Spirit works the way Spirit works. My whole life is about my comfort zone. I don't want to get out of my comfort zone. I come to Science of the Mind. Spirit's got a different story. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone, boy, if you're going to grow. And I have learned to get out of my comfort zone here. This is what I want to read, that other quote. Courage comes from the willingness to die, to go forth into the unknown territory that begins to manifest only after you dare to step into the void. The reason why I love Concordia so much, I get the support here to have that courage to do things I don't feel comfortable with. Like standing up here talking in front of a group of people about myself. I do not feel comfortable doing that, but I do that because something else I learned a long time ago. The only way you can go through fear is to go through, the only way you can overcome fear is to go through fear, not let it stop you. It stopped me, it immobilized me all my life. I refuse to do that today. Refuse. So I came into Concordia. So I started giving. My first thing was, well, I feel comfortable with this. I'll give that. I had a change of mind there, right? At least I'll give what I felt comfortable with. Nothing happened. I still had this financial insecurity, economic, financial. This bondage that followed me all my life. It's still there. So finally, well, I said, I have to do a little bit more. So I'll give 10% more. Spirit said no. I said 20% no. No. 50? No. 100%? Yes. So I went 100% above my goal or my comfort zone. And you know what happened? I no longer suffer from financial insecurity. It's gone. That's what giving does. And that's what we ask to do, because I want everybody here and everybody that's online to be able to experience that, because it is a beautiful gift to not have that bondage. It's gone. If I do start thinking about that lack, it's a nanosecond compared to what it used to be before. A nanosecond. It doesn't drive my life today. And then I wasn't done yet. And then all of a sudden Spirit says, you know, you need to get involved. You need to use your body in here also. You need to get involved physically. So I started slowly. I have never, ever, ever in my life ever volunteered to do anything. You learned that in the Navy very well. You volunteer once, you're a continual volunteer for the next 30 years. So I've never, ever volunteered. The first time I ever volunteered in my life was here. Started out slow. Started out in the library, in the bookstore. Then I got involved in the audiovisual. And then the Leadership Council asked me if I would entertain the idea of being their treasurer, which I thought about for a while. And of course the answer is yes, always. And what a beautiful gift that has been, all of it. This is what I ask everyone here. If you're not involved, I would highly recommend you get involved. You really want to build a close relationship with people, small groups, involvement is how that happens. That's how I made my friends. involvement in everything I do here. I enjoy it today. I want to do it. That's the biggest difference. I want to do it. I do three different types. I do financial, I do involvement in the community here, and I do involvement with individual people that need help. That's my giving. And I call it giving, but it's actually my getting, because I get more than I ever give. And then the next thing is the classes. Every class I've taken here, and I'm on my, fifth class now? Every class I've taken here has asked me to get out of that comfort zone some way or another. And I've done that. It feels just a little bit more comfortable outside that comfort zone. Number one, it doesn't smell as bad. It's not as, you get in this comfort zone, you're just like, you're not living. I want to live today. God didn't save my ass out of the darkness for me not to live today. And there's one more thing, Spirit, how Spirit works. The last years, I've been kind of like dormant in my life. Nothing's going on. The job really isn't doing much of anything. So Tracy last summer, held a class on, what was the name of that book again? Yeah, Creating Our Beloved Community. So I bought the book. I read the book. In that book, there was two books that were referenced that I bought. First one is Presencing. The second one is Theory U. I read both of those books. When I read Theory U, that book grabbed me. I knew that's something I wanted to do. So as I read the book, I did some research. I found out there's this place up in MIT, the new U Lab. So I signed up for a class, and I've started that class. It's a 3-year process to be a practitioner. But it's a process I want to do because I want to be involved in that. Theory U is about resolution, conflict resolution in the environment we live in today. I want to be involved in that because it's what I need to do. It's what Spirit needs to do through me. That's the way I try to live my life today. I have a conversation with Spirit every day, just about all day long. I want to be guided by Spirit. All I have to do is look at, when I was on my own, what my life was like. And I can guarantee you there isn't anyone here that would want to have that life. And I sure as hell don't want to have it. And I refuse to go back there today. So I want to thank you all. Thank you all for being here and supporting me. I love you all. Okay, Brad.
Boy, where do you go from there? Hi. Well, good morning, family. It's wonderful to see you all. My name is Brian Fisk, for those of you who haven't met me or know me. I showed up around here about a little over a year ago or so, and at the behest of a dear friend that I've known since I was 17. And he kept saying, you should go see what those people are up to. I think you might find it good for you. And I avoided it as long as I could. And I'd never been a church-oriented kind of person. I knew that down inside there's a connection to a universal spirit of some sort. I've always known that since I was very, very young. My curiosity and how the world works. I've always known that there's a thread there. And so I came to meet Reverend Ian because I don't go to church. I refuse to come to his service. And after speaking with him for a while, I told him I'm still not going to church. And he said, it's okay, don't worry about it. We just rent space there, so you'll be fine. So I showed up, and I've been showing up ever since. I don't think I've missed more than a day or two. And even then, on the Sundays that I haven't been here, my heart is certainly here with everyone. And it has opened up my life again in a way that has been very meaningful. And I've gone through all of the classes with Bob. I started with Foundations, and Maisie, and Kelly, and a few others. And I've gotten to know a family that I didn't really realize could be possible for me, outside of my own family, who are scattered all over the United States. But there's another part, a connection to the infinite, the source. It's a very, very powerful place to be. And I used to write a lot, and it's coming back. So I'd ask you all to just take a deep breath. Center yourself, please, and bring yourself to the still point. I was brought to the still point. There was great knowledge there, infinitely wonderful things to be known, but I didn't understand. I was brought to the water's edge, and I saw the ocean, and I threw a stone into the sea, and I saw its ripples, and I didn't know what it meant. I was brought deep into the forest, and it was dark, and yet there was life there, but I still didn't understand. Then all at once, I was invited to a clearing. And in the middle of the clearing was an enormous stone. And again, I was shown all of the gifts of what this world is meant to be for us, and I didn't understand. So I traveled out of this forest, walked by the ocean again. I came home to the still point, again, in question. And what this place has taught me, very slowly and deliberately, by giving me the tools to understand, that still point is in all of us. We're all connected. It's the home I've been looking for since I can remember, even before I can remember. You've all taught me what it means to be home. And from Ian's first invitation to be home here, I found a great, deep sense of internal love that has blossomed. And I'm very happy. And I could go on forever and ever about how great things have changed over the last year and a half. And they weren't terrible before. I was muddling along, doing okay. But there's so much depth and meaning in my life through the connections I've made here. And I really just want to say thank you to everyone. I am in great, deep gratitude, knowing about the one true spirit that lives within me, within you, and in everything that we experience in this life. And I know that that indwells in me. And in that indwelling, I experience great love and happiness, a sense of community and family here, great connections with kids, wonderful music. I'd love to get to know you more. We have enormous diversity here. I've been invited to sit in on some things that I was surprised at first, to come up with our mantra for our center and our new minister. I am so happy that things have turned out the way that they have, and they will continue to be that way. I know that. I know that about this place. It will grow. And my invitation to anyone that's new here is just come in and find your center. The rest of it will work out. Thank you so much.
Opening, we are opening. Opening, we are opening. Opening up to the sweet surrender of the infinite beauty of the Spirit. Opening up to the sweet surrender of the infinite beauty of the Spirit. Opening, we are opening. Opening, we are opening. So let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Opening, we are opening. Opening, we are opening. Opening up to the sweet surrender of the infinite beauty of the Spirit. Opening up to the sweet surrender of the infinite beauty of the Spirit. Opening, we are opening. Opening, we are opening. We are opening. We are
And today, each one of you, I believe, were handed our treatment, which is our affirmative prayer for week 1. And the purpose of this treatment is for me to know the one source of infinite abundance is ever present and omniscient. And I invite you to speak it with me today. The Spirit has no past. It has never been bound by any external conditions. It has always been and forever remain free and independent of conditions. Concordia as a whole and each individual is the essence, pure spirit. Each one is God. I know there is no limitation operating in, around, or through each one. Everything each one does shall prosper. The doorway of opportunity is open before each one today. Everything that each one does, says, and thinks is stimulated by divine intelligence, impulsed by divine love. Each one is guided, directed, and guarded into right action. Today, goodness, abundance, happiness, joy, success, and friendship are increasingly made manifest in the experience of each one. I am overflowing with joy and gratitude. I am filled with the spirit of unconditional love. In this place, we acknowledge and accept these truths for unlimited and unexpected abundance for ourselves and for Concordia. I release these words into the creative law, knowing they cannot be turned void. I accept and allow the fullness of life, and we join together by saying, and so it is.
How can I serve today, sweet spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I may understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. I see blessings in all lives, all I am, all I have, and all I serve. How can I share today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I may understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Now who needs my love today, sweet spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I may understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Yeah, who needs my love today, sweet spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I may understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go.
Our next song is Woke Up This Morning by Reverend Osby from Aurora, Illinois. And about halfway through this song, if you would leave the aisle and form the circle for the peace song, which will follow.
I woke up this morning with my mind it was set on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind it was set on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind it was set on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna talk with my mind set on freedom. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna talk with my mind set on freedom. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna talk with my mind set on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, walking and talking with my mind it was set on freedom. Walking and talking with my mind it was set on freedom. Yeah, walking and talking with my mind it was set on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Singing and praying with my mind it was set on freedom. Singing and praying with my mind it was set on freedom. Yeah, singing and praying with my mind, it was set on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind, it was set on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind, it was set on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind, it was. Woke up this morning with my mind, it was. Yes, I woke up this morning with my mind, it was. Set on freedom, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment, live each moment in peace, eternally. Oh, yes, there is peace on earth.
I stand in the absolute awareness that there is only one source, one power, one absolute flow, endless flow, unlimited flow, flow without end. And I know that this flow is within each one here today. And I know that whatever has blessed each one individually, that they take it into their lives and continue that blessing outward. I know that it just expands. Living our vibrant expansion means being our magnificence and taking it and seeing it and hearing it and speaking it in the world. I say amen, blessed be, and together we join by saying, and so it is. Thank you to all of our online attendees. We welcome you with an open heart, with a joyful heart, knowing that your energy adds energy to our abundant energy, knowing that you out there are a part of us. And so we welcome you. We welcome you wherever you are. And if you ever find yourself in our area, stop in. We'd love to meet you. But for now, thank you for tuning in. And you are with us in each and every moment. Thank you. And so it is.